From humble beginnings to growth and evolving. And the arrival. This is First GenXers.
Poetic beat, poetic beat, poetic beat. Poetic beat, poetic beat. All right. What is up, y'all? What is up? I am Dark Lord 100, best known as Double KK Double from the First GenXers Radio Network. Check us out. To my left is that'll be you, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay. I thought you were
No,
going to give
no,
me.
no, no. We're introducing ourselves. It's a work in progress,
We are
guys. Work with
we are a professional podcast. People do not attempt this at home. Yes, I
uh,
am Runescryer, aka Dave, aka the guy that does the night shift generally.
All right.
And at the bottom is our illustrious leader.
The one and only Agent K28, also known as the Saint, host of NVT Deuce, or Everything That's Now versus Then. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cheap Pop Podcast. Let's rock.
amen to that. All right, y'all. So, as y'all know, we can call this the left field topic of the day, whatever you want to call it. But we throw one out there to start it, and it normally lands some good conversations. Last week it was the whole Method Man thing. Week before that it was something else hot. This week we may cool it down a little bit, but this will be a good one for us, fellas. As older gamers, as guys who began our gaming experience more on a PC level than on a console level, there is a battle raging amongst the youngsters today as to which is the better way to game. I say it's preference. I'll just throw that out there. But PC or console, gentlemen, which one do you think should be the preferred method of playing video games, or which do you feel provides the best experience? We'll kick it off with you, Saint.
Well, I will say this that I really don't have a preference because um I really don't have a preference. Well, then again, I'd like my shit on the go. In this case now, I guess that would be more of a handheld, but then that's mostly PC driven. So I mean, in terms of backlogs, maybe in terms of games that I love to play, in terms of retro, PC would probably be a preference, but I still loving, the thing of gaming on consoles, but I mean, I have an Xbox controller on my laptop, so it's kind of confusing for me in that sense,
Yeah.
but I really don't have a preference.
All right.
I just like I love it all. You know what I'm saying? I
So,
mean, if you have a Steam Deck, I mean, doesn't make a difference.
anyway, it's
Doesn't make a
RuneScryer.
difference.
I'm pretty much of the same opinion on this. There are differences. Okay. Um, and it all depends on what's giving you the most joy, what you want out of your gaming experience, and fits within your budget.
Right.
Okay. I am fortunate enough to where I have a pretty decent gaming PC. I have my Xbox Series One. I have my PlayStation 5 that I'm still trying to figure out why it's not connecting up to the TV. And I have my Switch.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got the full gamut.
Right.
I'm fortunate enough, and I'm happy I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. Um, this kind of ties into a very recent development in that with the most recent patch for Starfield, the Creators Club has been opened up.
Okay.
So that is Creators Club. Bethesda's Creators Club is the vetted mods community for Bethesda games. So Starfield is now getting mods
Nice.
available on both PC and console.
Nice.
A lot of them, there's controversies about that, but it's neither here nor there. One of the big advantages that PC has over console, in my opinion, is early access to mods.
Okay.
There is a completely separate mod community out there
Right.
that allow you to modify your game in ways that console players can't. Okay, we're talking for Fallout 4. There are mods so that you can skin your power armor in Fallout so that it looks like power armor from Warhammer 40,000 from one of the various Space Marine chapters. That's not available on the consoles.
Okay.
Okay, it's not going to get vetted in the creator content stuff. There is a mod pack for Skyrim to let you play as a Kryptonian. Yes, one punch sending enemies into orbit, heat breath, frost,
Uh-uh.
light, invulnerability, the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is a full mod for Skyrim that's been around for close to for years, easily, free to download. It's just for messing around with. And
I
yeah,
might have to do that.
it's hella fun.
All right.
It's
So,
insanely fun. But
go ahead.
you're not going to get it on the console.
Yeah. Well, say and okay. So Dave just pointed out one of the things that, well, personally, I've said it on this show before. We said it when we talked online offline. I'm not a huge fan of like console specific or like it being a game being specifically for PC. I think you're closing off, and some of it may. There's a lot of factors that can go into that I may not be aware of, but But to me,
Right.
it's just it seems like you're cutting off customer base by only isolating yourself to one particular mode or place that a person can play your game.
And I don't disagree with you on that, but a
Mhm.
lot of times there's technical specifications that come into play.
That make it better for the
And
PC versus the
well,
console.
that PC, top of the line gaming PCs, consoles can't currently touch some of the issues with we're getting to more to a parity point
Mm.
between console and PC technologically with each successive generation.
All right,
But PC still has a slight technical advantage
right.
in that. So there
Right.
when you're wanting a game that's pushing the envelope,
Mm.
then mm, you're starting off with PC
Right.
and waiting for the consoles to catch up. We're at a point where our technical capacity is almost outpacing our biological capacity. Everyone talks about frame rate.
Mm.
The human eye and the human brain can only process so fast of a frame rate.
All right.
And we're already at, if not past, that technical capability to where it doesn't matter how much faster the frame rates get, you are not going to notice the difference from a biological standpoint.
Okay.
It's
So
all psychological. You thinking that, oh yeah, I can see a difference. No, you can't.
beyond a certain point, and that brings me
Yeah.
to my next point in that same console versus PC war. As far as equipment, like we're just now with the Series X and S and with the PlayStation 5 generation of consoles. I believe that both Sony and Microsoft put out the lifespan is supposed to be 10 years. But I don't necessarily know if that's I don't know. I have to wait. If my Xbox Series S is still working perfectly fine 10 years from now, or 5 more years, I think I didn't have it for almost 5 years. So 5 years from now, then we can talk. But I don't know. But with a PC, there's almost infinite. There's really no, because of the customability of a PC in general. It means that unless you financially cannot afford it, you never have to be behind the times. As long as you can afford to pay for what you need to be top of the line, you can be top of the line. Consoles, it's not like that, because there's things involving mass production and so on and so forth, that they want to do it on as cheap as way as possible, so on and so forth. But in general, I give it to PC. Runescryer, how would you say?
Well, there's for years there's always been console modding communities. I'm talking hardware, console hardware
Yeah.
modding community. Um, Going all the way back to, and most of it is because of regional issues.
Mm.
You know, bringing the Japanese imports and being able to play them in America. You used to
That's a
either
lot.
have to have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, whatever from Japan
Yeah. The Famicom,
in order to
Super
play.
Famicom.
Yes, Famicom, Super Famicom. You have to be able to play those Japanese games. But you would be able to take your American console in to some game stores, some electronic stores, and say, I need a mod chip put in to be able, and they'd install a regional modification chip that's found in Super Famicom, et cetera, to allow you to play those games
On
on
American console.
Your Western console.
Right on.
So it's been around like that. You can take, you can take your original Xbox and have a computer tech install and upgrade to current spec components
Okay.
in there. It's going to set you back, but it's just not widely available
Right.
and as accessible as the ease of modding a PC.
Right.
You're right in that.
Okay. Fair
But
enough.
like I said, we're getting to a certain technological parity between console and PC where it's not going to be that much of a difference anymore. Um, I remember. remember the upgrade pack for the N64
Yeah,
where you plug it in to get the graphics upgrades.
kind of
And
like
that
what
was
the
about
32X was to the Sega Genesis.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's been going on for a couple of generations.
very true.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
was thinking,
there's
what was the name? Game Shark, wasn't it?
the
That
Game
you could
Shark.
plug into your whatchamacallit. It had all the codes in it for like
Yeah, yeah,
infinite
yeah,
lives and da 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 da.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And that was third party, but we're talking about like
with
um, it it it's
Well,
possible for console manufacturers to create midlife upgrades for console
yeah,
generations
for sure.
to plug in. The most common currently being the solid state drives
Yeah,
that are external drives
say things about that.
for your consoles. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean
Yeah, for sure.
those are just really easy
What were you
to
saying?
do.
Hold on.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
because
what I was getting ready to say, because I mean I was kind of looking like, okay, like there is so much, like I have one of these, these emulators, because it's like it is so easy now to have access to a lot of these games. And I mean, especially when you can easily get it emulated. All right.
yeah,
Like listen, I have this emulator that has like thousands of Super Nintendo games, both the Japanese version, the European version, the version from the United States.
right.
Okay, and I've seen these, these games, and it's like you have Dragon Ball Z games, even Naruto games,
Yep.
One Piece, Super Nintendo.
Yep.
Okay, and having this kind of access, so you know the consoles, it's like most of them are PC driven.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Xbox is PC driven.
Major.
Not so much as Sony, but in some senses it's kind of sort of PC driven. It's like it's the Apple to
Yeah.
Right to
To
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
to
Yeah.
Microsoft. So
Yeah,
let's let's just face the facts on that. But with all of these different upgrades and so forth, it's just that it's just that easy. So
hmm
it's a come and go.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
come and go.
And today's point, what I was just thinking about, I do remember, like, I had a friend of mine who I went over to his house, and he had an original Xbox, and it had something like, I want to say like 4,000, 5,000 games on it, and a 250 gig hard drive. And I was like, what? And he like had all these Xbox games that were already preloaded on this thing that he could play at any time that he wanted. Didn't need a disc, didn't need none of that. It was already preloaded, and it was just a modded Xbox. He's like, yeah, it cost me like 150. I took it down to this dude, and he did it up, and I came back and picked it up. I was just like, hmm, never had one of my own done, but
yeah,
I like you said, I've seen it out there. But all right, PC versus console. Like I said, when it comes to me, when it comes to console entertainment value, and I'll say it like this: I am a person that I understand completely that I can plug or Bluetooth my Xbox controller to work with my PC. I just don't know why I haven't done it. Like I'll be honest with you, like I should do it because it would make playing like my Game Pass games on my tower a lot easier.
right.
Because like the
And,
one thing I used to always say that PC uh, that PC had or the console had over PC was that console had the controller. But now they've negated that by allowing you either wired or wireless to connect your controller to your PC.
mhm.
So, like I said, for me it's all right PC. But let's see. Saint, you want to give a shout out right quick?
Oh no, I just wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to Ghoulish Paragon tapping in. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
For For
That's
sure, for
what's
sure.
up.
All right.
All right.
So, all right. So we're gonna jump from there in directly into one of my favorite segments of this particular show, and that is Pop Culture Corner, where we talk everything from Marvel, DC, pop culture related, etc. And right now, we lost Saint. There he is.
Sorry.
No worries.
It's all
uh,
good.
I'll say, and today we have some unique stuff to talk about. The first thing that I want to chop it up with y'all about is a small little movie that's coming out. For those of you who don't know, Kung Fu Hustle is possibly one of the greatest modern day kung fu movies ever made. Sorry, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like sniff my ass, talk to my chest.
Okay,
I don't
you
know,
said
but
you said almost. You said almost.
yeah,
Yeah. Hang on just a second. Ghoulish Paragon, can you hear me better now?
Okay, maybe hold up. Let
or is
me
it me?
maybe it might be me. I hope not. I hope not. Let's
I'm
see.
just
Okay.
guess. I'm just guessing based on the layout we got in our
It's
Zoom.
me. It's me. He's saying
Oh,
he
it's
can't
you.
hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Hopefully
All
that's a
right.
little bit better. Hold on. Turning it up.
Yeah, I'm hoping my
There we
shit
go.
is right.
Ooh. Okay. Hold on.
Uh,
That's a little bit
Oh,
too loud. There you
that's
go. There you go.
that's a stereo boost, sir.
Yeah. Sorry. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so yes, is for those of you who don't know, like I said, I call it one of the greatest modern classic kung fu movies ever created, and it was created by a young man named Stephen Chow, and it told a beautiful story and had one of the most amazing female like characters I've ever seen in my life. I would never want to with her. She would always have my respect. And it was just it had
Hold on, hold
every
on. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub.
for sure, for
That's
sure.
Thank
what's up.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
but yeah, so
Appreciate
like
that.
well crafted characters, just amazing story, just well told by Stephen Chow. Well, I've got my dream almost what 15 years later, 20 years later. I get my dream of Kung Fu Hustle 2, directed by who? Stephen
Stephen
Chow.
Chow.
Yep.
So, Runescryer, go ahead and kick us off with your thoughts on the sequel to what I consider such an amazing kung fu movie.
Um, it's fun. It's one of those where you can't. It's one of those films you can't take it seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I'm. It's not something that I was waiting for bated breath for, since I think the first film was, just fine. I don't. I'm one of those guys that it's like, there doesn't necessarily need to be a sequel to everything that's
Yeah,
been popular. Sometimes you tell the story and it's complete, and that's just fine.
like The Princess
But
Bride.
exactly. So, although the Deadpool Princess Bride, I think I would love to see that. But um,
Yeah,
anyway, but yeah, I mean, I'll see it. It's just like, yeah, sure,
yeah.
cool.
Same.
Well, at some point I would have thought that, a few years ago, I would have been more thought about a sequel, especially a follow up, to the characters,
Yeah. Well,
that
it actually is not a direct sequel to the original Kung
well,
Fu
no, no,
Hustle.
no, 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 no. I get it.
Yeah.
I already, I already heard about it. It's supposed to come into the modern age and have an entirely
New cast of
different
characters.
story.
Yeah.
I just, I was just hoping there would have been, a little something.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
a
they
little
might
nod to the
speak up
old.
on it,
Yeah.
and not, to something, but I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel
I
you.
mean, as long, I'll just put it to you this way: as long as it is still in the same formula
Yeah. As the
Hmm.
first
with
movie.
the modern interpretation, then with that, I'll be fine. I won't have any qualms about it. If the writing is good, it's excellent.
And
If the
here's the
kung
thing about it.
fu
Go ahead.
action is good, I'll take it.
Here's another
I'll take it.
acceptable way. Here's another acceptable way for me. that they could tie the two movies together without necessarily even having to blend the characters, etc. Is you got to give me that song. You got to give me that song at the beginning and at the end of the movie, just like you did with the first movie. Everybody was kung fu fighting. See, you show me, you give me that. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy
I don't know. I don't know.
man.
I don't know.
Anyway, but yeah. So that's just something I'm
That
looking
only
for.
works. That to me, the only movie way that the only way the only movie to me that works with that particular song
Mhm.
by the one and only Carl Douglas. The only movie is I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
How did I know you
And
was about to say
we
that?
all know the late great the late great Steve
Kung Fu
James,
Joe.
Kung Fu motherfucking Joe, okay? Keep it a buck, sir. Keep it a buck. Keep it a
Oh
buck.
man. Oh man. I always like to be
His
reminded
kung
of Kung
fu,
Fu
his
Joe.
kung fu action, his kung fu action kicked ass in that movie, and
Yep.
it set the whole tone because it was comical.
Yes. Yes.
You can never duplicate anything like that.
Y'all can't mess with Kung Fu Joe. Oh, yeah, my boy. Anyway, if you have not seen that movie, which I would assume that some of our audience may be too young to have seen that movie, go see that movie because it's worth seeing,
Let me
and
take a sip.
it's one something that everybody should
Just
see at
pour it
least
in
once
my
in
hands.
a life. Oh no, not Chris Rock, not Chris Rock.
That's right.
Uh,
50
uh,
cents a rib. Give me
Mm.
one rib.
you want me? Got change for 100.
100.
Oh man, oh man. Comedy movies aren't
Fantastic.
like they don't give them to us like that no more. They just don't. They
Mm.
just don't. Uh, so yeah, fellas. All right, so let's do this as well.
Okay.
All right, unless you guys have anything you want to throw out there.
Nah, nah,
Mm.
nah.
Nah.
Nothing except shit. Bad Boys for Life
Oh,
or Bad Boys
yeah. For Life is the new
Ride or
one.
Die.
Or Ride or
Yeah,
Die. Yeah, For Life was the third one.
Ride or Die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen it?
Shout out to Reggie.
Yeah.
Shout out to motherfucking Reggie.
Nice.
Yeah. We all know who, I mean, no disrespect to the jarheads out there because, I know a few. As a matter of fact, shout out to Ghoulish Paragon. Cause I'm always make fun of Marines.
Uh,
I'm the army.
yes, sir.
But
What? Ain't
but
ready for
And
Marine
Air
show?
Force and Air Force looks down on both of y'all. So sad.
that's in that movie. I mean, if I'm not giving it, yeah, I'm not trying to give away spoilers, but if you have seen this movie, that man is the hero of the movie.
All right.
Shout out to Reggie.
Shout
Okay.
out to Reggie. There we
Yeah.
go. All right. So, all right. So, I'm going to throw some random subjects at you guys and just want
Okay.
your off of the head thoughts, okay? These are some random pop culture stories that I've found on the intranet, on the interwide world web, okay? First one. There will be a new spam closing lines by
Clothing line.
Umati Flavor is the name of the people who are making them. Spam clothing. Anybody care to speak up about spam clothing?
It's lifestyle branding.
What the fuck is that?
Lifestyle branding, huh? It's
I
it's
mean,
literally going to be
it,
clothes that like are in the color theme, and some of them have like direct like spam logos on them.
What the?
yeah.
Wait a minute. What the?
Spicy
What?
pork and
That sounds like some. That sounds like some stage A, grade A fuckery.
Stupid.
It's
Spam clothing.
it's the same as Starbucks clothing.
Oh
It's the
my
same
god.
as McDonald's clothing.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
same as it's it's a way to define and express your tribal affiliation.
Very much so. Very much so. All right,
Yeah.
fellas. So that was subject
That's a
number
negative.
one. The next one is Warner
like
Brothers
like
or
spam
Warner.
and like spam and egg spam. Oh
Oh
damn. Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that
Okay.
Spam and
song.
egg. Yes. Well, say Warner Brothers is launching a Harry Potter themed Tamagotchi series. Here's where this blew my mind. I thought Tamagotchis died over like 20 years ago. I didn't know they were still doing that.
You just
Like,
haven't fed yours in that long.
mine died before the year 2000. All right, so
Okay. Wait. No, I'm gonna let that one slide.
you gonna let that
Because
marinate for a
that
second?
no, because you know what? Because do you remember
Yes,
the
spam
Dreamcast?
and egg, Sam.
Yep.
Do you remember the Dreamcast?
Yes.
And
The
it had
virtual
its
memory
own,
unit.
yeah, but it had its own Tamagotchi
Yeah,
Yep.
and the little
in
yeah.
the housing unit, and I'm like, no, no.
Hey, I'll take an Animaniacs Tamagotchi, but I don't know about
Mhm.
Harry Potter. Like,
No.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
ain't.
I just in,
That sounds like some fuckery.
I
That,
I I don't have time for Tamagotchi. I'm already too far into my Pokemon addiction. So
Sounds
I'm
like
al I'm already on the heroin. I can't get on the crack as well. Okay.
one at a time, man. One at a time. We ain't
One
trying to. We ain't
time.
trying.
Also, just in general, Harry Potter was never particularly my thing.
Yeah,
And considering everything with Joe Rowling, I'm so far done with it.
yeah. J.K. Just
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's not even the turf thing. It's also deliberately, um, how do I, Semiticizing the goblins.
yeah.
I mean, to the point where that Warner Brothers game, they literally ripped off Jewish and Semitic history and turned it into the Goblin Revolution.
Damn,
wait a minute, which game?
The Harry Potter game that came out, I guess, last summer.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah,
I thought you was making the reference from
from the
Lord of
Tom
the
Gun.
Rings.
Oh, War of the Rings. No, no. But
Oh, okay.
they literally they included, Jewish religious artifacts, literal
damn.
pictures of Jewish religious artifacts as goblin artifacts.
Damn.
Wow,
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
it's
Yeah.
the fuckery is real with it, and it's
I'm
like,
just saying,
I
you
just
really
don't have
fucking
time
with
for
you.
it anymore.
Um, right. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, but no. All right. So now, this one should be a more happier subject. Take us from that down
Okay.
there and then bring us up to here, right down there, up here, right. That's where we want to be. Now I'm messing with y'all. All right, so the next subject that I found was Adidas and Lexus are joining up to create a Wakanda Forever car. And this thing looks like I can't deny it, man. From the outside with the black and the purple trim and the way the purple trim lights up, it looks kind of. Think the Black Panthers outfit in the sequel, like with all the purple running through it. Like, but they did the car design. Like, yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Was that Alexis in the original Black Panther film that they were cruising through
When they were
somewhere in?
cruising, when they were in where was it? Korea, I think it was.
Yeah,
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look that up. You look like you got some interesting thoughts on this, Saint.
yeah.
I really have no thoughts on it. It's just, I just smell like comic culture appropriation, man.
Yeah, I.
Yeah, that's all I see. Like,
But you see,
you
that's how you
know,
know. That's how you know your culture made it.
yeah,
When corporations are trying to monetize your culture.
yeah, no, hell to the
You
no.
say yeah.
I'm like, no. I'm sorry. That is not that is that does not compute.
I do
Okay,
not dispute.
that is a no. That is a no
Hello,
for me.
nurse.
No. I mean, I haven't even seen it, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what the fuck? Wait, what?
Like, and Alexis at that. Like, I ain't
Like,
gonna lie. Like, if I was a multimillionaire, if I was a dude that had like $10 million in the bank,
I'm
I
pretty
might
sure
buy one.
Stan Lee is spinning in his grave right now. Like,
What? Wait.
Excelsior, you know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
No,
Like,
can you just repeat what you just said, Chris?
he's
You're
spinning
saying,
in his
sorry,
grave right now.
why? The
Okay,
ultimate,
because
the ultimate carnival barker of the comics world,
yeah, but yeah,
complaining
true,
about complaining about something being monetized. Stan Lee did not meet a
okay,
property that he didn't feel needed to be monetized. Let's
okay,
get
true.
that
Okay,
straight.
well, but
all right, all right.
let's just say, because the thing about it is that
He'd be spinning his grave because he isn't getting a cut of it.
yeah, well, and my whole thing, because my whole thing is this: there are some of the creations too that Stan Lee actually created.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the stuff that was created like afterwards, after the Marvel, and I'm talking about
Mhm.
some of the stuff, from the 90s, and what
Oh,
if,
I'm not
Stan Lee
denying
had
that.
created DC
Yeah,
characters and shit like that.
I'm not
No,
denying that the man did not have an impact and relevance. I'm just saying that there is a side that of him that everyone seems to be willing to overlook or just outright excuse.
oh, trust and believe you me, I know the stories. I mean,
Yeah,
hey man, like, I've seen,
but
I've seen some of those. Yeah,
yeah,
I've read quite a bit, and
you look
not
at
all of it runs true, but
yeah,
yeah,
but
like, bro, I've
you,
been in this business quite a long time, man.
you look at Fantastic
Yeah,
Four number 65, which was the first appearance of T'Challa.
yeah,
Then you compare that to the 1990s Christopher Priest run on Black Panther.
yeah.
They're
For
completely
sure.
different characters.
Yeah.
And that's gets to the nature of diversity in and how it took time to get diversity in creators
Hey,
in
listen,
the industry.
I do not despair. I do not disagree, because you got to think about how, in the same wavelength, on how Black Lightning was created.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Tony Isabella.
Give
Let's
credit where credit is
if
due.
we're gonna pick that
All
up,
right.
let's
Well,
start
all
going in
right, all
that
right.
department.
We're kind of going down a different hall there.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
like the
Yeah,
thought process. We'll talk about that another time. All right.
yeah,
So
we get
final
that to that.
subject for pop culture corner is this: Nike Dunk low cuts were given a Super Mario Brothers design in a custom look. So imagine basically like Super Mario Brother colors and kind of themes, like a question mark on the top of the shoe, but they're the low cut Nike Dunk brand of shoe. And yeah, it's definitely a sight to see. I guess if you're a video game aficionado and a shoe collector, they would be like a must have. But like, I'm gonna tell you this: if I ever step out onto a basketball court to shoot some hoop, and a grown ass man step out in a pair of those ready to play, I am stepping off that court, getting back into my car, driving back home, and never going back out to a basketball court ever again. Ever.
No, 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 no. You
Just
got
saying.
you got time by constantly humming the Super
Bro.
Mario theme music while you're hooping.
No, bro. Listen,
Boing,
listen.
boing. Anyway.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but look, no. But the thing about it is, man, you got to understand. You got motherfuckers that wear Crocs out on the court. So we don't want to walk down those alleys. We don't want to walk down those
That's
alleys.
another court I would leave. I come on a goddamn court and you got Crocs, and then you gonna talk about in the athletic position
No,
when you put the little hook back. Man, you better get the hell off the
no,
bat.
no, no,
I'm gonna
no,
hit you in the
no.
face with a
Oh
basketball,
my
and not by
God.
accident. I ain't even gonna act like it was an accident. I'm just gonna do it. What the hell wrong with you? Go get some. I
Kevin,
don't go get the $2 shoes from Payless. That'll
Kevin
help
found
you. There you
out
go.
in the first minute.
Sorry, sorry. When he said Crocs, I just couldn't do it no more. Crocs,
I'm
but
not disagreeing with you,
Crocs.
man.
Wow.
I'm not even a hoops guy. And it's like, you know what? I feel you. I'm right there with you, dude. There's some things that are just so unholy that they should not be. Okay.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
the Nike Dunks are available, like I guess at the Nike store. So go check them out if you're a video game aficionado. Which hey, if you on Twitch, you probably are, and you're a shoe collector. I don't know how much they going for, but I would assume probably a few hundred at minimum. Because shoes is
At
way,
minimum.
at minimum, yeah.
At minimum.
Shoes is just way overpriced right now anyway.
But are they classier than the Air 45s?
I would have
The
to see the
Trump.
two of them side by side.
No, the Trump
Oh
golden
yeah,
move.
yes, way
Yeah.
classier than that. Way classier than that. If a dude showed up in those and in the gold trumps, I'd kick the
There'd
Trump
be
dude out,
murder.
and I'd keep the dude with the Mario shoes because at least I was Mario. I said like Dave said, I'd be humming the Mario Brothers theme song to him all the way up and down the court. But anytime I got in front of him to guard him, dude would be so annoyed by me. Anyway,
Or when you're facing him down, it's the cavern. It's like, dun, 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 dun.
oh, that would be great. That'd be awesome. Somebody create that reel. You can do it. All right.
Okay.
So that'll do it for us here at Pop Culture Corner. We're going to take our first and only commercial block break, and then we will be back with a little Smackdown Alley where we talk Clash at the Castle that I'm finishing up watching right now, and how amazing that was for a little bit before we jump into video game reviews. You are watching the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on the First Gen Xers Twitch channel, Twitch TV. Join us everywhere. We got our YouTube blowing up. We got our First Gen Xers radio network blowing up. Check us out everywhere. Spreaker. If you can look for it, you'll probably find us there. We'll see
Yes,
y'all
sir.
after the break. Peace.
All right.
You got to
All right.
keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep it.
Poetic beats. This is now versus then. 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 getting on my nerves. Gang, gang, bitch. You getting on my nerves. Get your titty, get your titty, get your titty on. Gang, gang, bitch. Get your titty, get your titty, get your titty on. I said what I said. No, please don't tell on me. No, please don't tell the police. Gang, gang, you getting on my nerves. She getting on my nerves.
This, cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes.
Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down? For the nigga who be talking loud and holding his dick, talking shit, he better lay low.
Hey, no, you're gonna miss out on the G-Funk era. You don't know what settings are.
Hard, GenXers, that's so hard. PVC, I get so hard.
Hello! What is up, y'all? Just a reminder that KD5P that you just saw will be re-airing First GenXers Live 365 at at 5:20 p.m. or 3:20 p.m. 3:20 p.m. And this show will re-air on Tuesday at 12:45 p.m. on the First GenXers radio network over on Live 365. Saint?
All right. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Knowledgeable Yo. Tapping in. What's good with
What's
it?
up? What's up?
What's happening? What's happening, New Jersey?
All right.
One of the good friends that follows BGU, as well as also one of the Facebook friends. She's also right here on First Gen Xer. She taps in usually. So hey, that's what's up, y'all. Welcome
Nice,
in,
nice.
welcome in. Yeah.
All
welcome
right.
to the podcast.
Heck yeah. So right now, what we are going to do is we are going to jump into second segment. If you hate my accent, just tell me it's okay in chat. I take criticism well. Okay? All right. So now
Okay, Boris.
now we jump through Smackdown Alley with the Cheap Pop podcast. And today it's going to be myself and the Saint discussing some Clash at the Castle. I just finished watching right now. And yes, to me it was an amazing pay-per-view. I'm loving these overseas 5-match, like in and out type pay-per-views that WWE is putting out. And let me say this. I thought that the opening match had a very interesting ending. And I have an alternate ending for the second match that would have made it make sense. And I'll get to that later. But Saint, what were your thoughts on the pay-per-view?
Okay. Two things. The Cody Rhodes match. I mean, it was great, but the ending. That ending, when he picked up those steel stairs, because you knew he was at his end. He was like right at it. I thought he was about to do a heel turn. That's how pissed off he was. And AJ just bitched up and went, "I quit." Yeah. That was beautiful. Congratulations to Alba Fire.
Yes. Winning in front of the only hometown girl, the only hometown player at all to win.
Yeah. The match was good. Baszler and Zoe were were good, and I mean they were putting it on. They were putting it on Jada Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair, but I mean, it's the one who
Well,
won.
they did what good heel teams do. They snuck in and stole the win.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler should have been pinned by Jade Cargill after they hit their double finisher, but Alba
Mm,
came in and dropped her on her head, and then went in and took the steal. So like, hey, that's what bad guys do.
yeah.
But how did
They
Eddie
was just
Guerrero's theme
yeah.
song say? We lie, we cheat,
We
we
cheat, we
steal.
steal.
Like that's what bad guys do.
Okay.
But yeah,
But but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, still matters the arrival of the one and only C.
yeah.
M. Oh,
Yeah. Punk's involvement in the main event definitely I was like, okay, I see where we're going with this. But here's what I'll say.
yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I like what they did, but here's the alternate ending I would have liked to see. Okay, but it involves switching something in the pay per view. It involves making the Cody versus AJ match last man standing, 2 out of 3 falls, whatever kind of different match other than I quit match. You make the world heavyweight title match the I quit match, right? Between Damien, because you're in Scotland, blah blah blah. So what you have is you have this match kind of similar to Rock versus Mankind, where they beat each other all over the arena, right? At the end of it all, you see the ref, right? He goes to Drew gets hit a few times. Drew's actually out like a light. The ref goes in to ask him if he quits, and all of a sudden you hear over the loudspeakers, "I quit, I quit." Okay, they award the match to Damian Priest, right? So instead of having Punk come out that night, that match ends that way. Scotland's booing, blah, 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 blah. You go to Monday Night Raw. At Monday Night Raw, right, Drew McIntyre's out there. I never said I quit. I never said I quit. Damian Priest is like, dude, we all heard it. We all heard it. And while he's standing in the ring, all of a sudden you hear over the loudspeakers, I quit, I quit. And then they focus in on CM Punk standing in the thing, holding a little button that he presses to make it say it. And he starts laughing and walks away. That's the better, to me, that would have been the better ending. Like, that would have been hilarious, and it leads to the same result of McIntyre. McIntyre doesn't win the title, McIntyre Punk down the road. Like, McIntyre Punk at SummerSlam. Like, it leads to the same thing, except it just has more of a, random feel to the ending of the match. Other than, I liked what happened with them, though, with Punk counting the 1, 2, 3 for Damian Priest. But yeah. Yeah, man.
Right.
Overall, a good pay per view. I'd give it like A plus, B plus, somewhere around there. Not A plus, A minus, B plus.
Oh, and shout out to Bailey.
Yeah, for retaining her title over the hometown girl
Yeah.
Piper Nevin, who
Yeah.
just, I'm sorry to say this, that girl, I don't think that girl has been given a fair shake. She should at least be a 2-time women's champion by now. She is
To
damn
Piper
good.
Niven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she is damn good. And let me say this, man. Shout out and salute to Matt Cordona, because man, your wife is gorgeous. Chelsea Green, like, I may not like her character, but she is gorgeous. So just salute to you, sir. Anyway, um, okay, so that's SmackDown Alley. Now we go into what is everybody's favorite segment of the day, and that is cheap pop game reviews right here on Twitch. All right, and we're back. So, Dave, you had some news for us, sir.
Yes, I do. So, on the Helldivers 2 front, um, for those of you who don't know, and I'm vaguely aware because I am not a player of Helldivers 2, Chris, or sorry, Saint, you play Helldivers 2, or?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you know more about this than I do, but there is an overall um, storyline that is created by a dev. It's an arcing meta narrative, and each week you have special ops that the player base can do that, depending on the results, grant certain bonuses or buffs and
Right.
strategies going forward. Am I correct on this?
I think so. I mean, I haven't been able to I haven't seen the last like the last, update.
Right. Okay.
So
So
this may be something, this may be a little something new to me. So
yeah, this past week, the choice of special operations for the Helldiver 2 player community, you had two
right.
choices. One, go raid planet A, where you will unlock vehicle mines for the entire Helldivers 2 community to use as strategies going forward.
Oh, that's
Anti-vehicle mines.
that
Option
might be
two,
good.
option two was go rescue a planet of orphans. Those were the two options that the Helldiver 2 player base had. Go
Damn.
go get you some anti-vehicle mines for stratagem to be used going forward, or rescue a bunch of
Rescue a bunch of orphans.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You want to rescue. You want to rescue the
Overwhelmingly,
orphans, though.
yeah, overwhelmingly the player base chose the orphans.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah.
canonically what happened in Helldivers 2 going forward.
Oh
So
shit.
not only
I'll
did,
take that.
yeah, and in response, Arrowhead Studios made a donation to the Save the Children's Fund.
Nice.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and like I was telling Dark Lord 100, you know, it's not like first-person shooter games are the most toxic-free environments to begin with, but it's nice when they take the humane decision. They make the humane decision. They make the decision that doesn't personally benefit them. So yeah,
Okay. I can definitely I can definitely dig that.
That's some stuff you can get behind.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely something you
be
can
kind to
work
each other.
with.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, and let me tell you this, guys. Like, it's one of those type of things where it's like when we see people here on Twitch that are doing marathons to try to raise money for this or for that. It's nice. It's always nice to see people attempting to put good out into the world because we need more of that. Like right now, it's not that, oh, I'm not going to get all religious on y'all. It's not evil is winning. No, it's not that. But I definitely think, well, I'm saying, like, I definitely think that we could definitely use some more just straight up love in this world. And so, like, when I see people trying to help other people, either by using their platforms or their means to do so, I always try to encourage that and definitely get with that because that's what the world needs. You know,
Yep.
shoot. So we should get to a point where we don't
Absolutely.
need Superman, we don't need Spider-Man, we don't need Batman. Well, we'll always need Batman because billionaires. I don't know why, but
Hey, no, let me stop.
oh man. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about. I was telling Dave earlier today that I was playing over the weekend with my friend's son, my emulator, right? And we were playing Mega. It was called Mega Man 2, but it was not a platform game. If anybody has heard of this out there, please let me know. Like, it was called Mega Man 2. I don't know if it was necessarily the US version, but it was a fighter. It was like a Street Fighter like fighter where you could choose Mega Man, or there were a couple other ones that you could choose, and you would fight the bosses, right, from each level, and you would gain their powers all the way up to fighting Dr. Wily. And I was even reminded by my friend's son about the fact that, like, each fighter, each one of the boss characters had a weakness that was a power of one of the other boss characters. And like I was like,
Okay,
oh yeah,
that's how Mega Man, but that's how Mega Man 2 is though.
yeah,
And
but
the only reason I'm saying, but it's not, it's a fighter though.
yeah, it's a fighter.
Okay,
It's not a platformer. Like it's a fighter where you
I
just fight the bosses. Dave.
okay. So just did a quick Google, and it's a spin-off franchise that
Okay.
began in 1995, Mega Man: The Power Battle,
Power Battle.
and
Yeah, that was it.
yeah, then Mega Man 2: The Power Fighters.
Okay.
So it's like Final Fantasy Tactics with Final Fantasy.
Got you. Got you. Okay. I'm feeling
Okay,
you.
because
So
I
there is a fighting game franchise spun off of Mega Man.
well, I
Nice.
mean, I know that, but I mean, because I've seen those because they were like they were arcade there were arcade games, as a matter of fact, from the ones that at least the ones I've seen,
Yeah.
that I've seen on some of those emulators, that where those games never come to the states.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. All right.
yeah,
So here's why I brought that up, that we played that game, because the way we beat it, by the way, in about 45 minutes we beat it. But the way that we beat it was I would play either drain the bad guy, drain the boss guy's power down as far as I could, then I'd die, then I'd turn the controller over to him. He'd continue. It would pick you up right where you left off, so the boss still had the same amount of power. He'd beat the boss. We move on to the next phase. About by the time we got to, I want to say, the second to last boss character or the last boss character, I looked at him and I go, I'm going to teach you something from my generation. He's like, what's that? I was like, here's the thing about these types of video games, is this is how a lot of us beat them. You get a group of us in the room, everybody takes their shot, and you pass the controller around when you die. But eventually, people start understanding the patterns of the games, and each person gets a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. And the next thing you know, you're fighting the final boss. And so I was like, what we just did here just kind of flashed me back. Like, I know I'm dating myself here, but to my days of playing Nintendo with my boys at the house when I used to live in, when I was like a young kid. And so I was like, it takes me back to there, because you can do that, but you can't do that. Like more days, it's more like, okay, I play it at home, I play as far as I can, and then I pause it, save it, and go do something else, and come back, pick up where I left off, and try to continue to beat it. Whereas back in the days, there were groups, like there were times that me and my group of friends got together simply because we were like, okay, none of us has beaten this game on our own. It doesn't seem like any of us can. Let's knock this out together. And so like you don't have that type, because I would say, like, I don't blame the online community, because it's an amazing way to interact with gamers around the world, but like I miss that about gaming, like just getting together with a bunch of friends to just beat a game, because you know what, you were having trouble beating it on your own, so everybody just kind of came
well,
together and everybody took their shot. Same, go for it.
and well, I was gonna say, you got to think about it. Flashback to the to the late '90s. You know what I'm saying? The like the very early to what we did. We sat up there and we played when NBA 2K first came out. We were playing that, but we
Yeah.
were playing the Dreamcast, and we were also playing this PlayStation, and we came together just like like you're streaming now. Like, we came together and we sat up for the late hours, okay,
Yep.
trying to figure out how to get the pieces of the Doom train together, just so we can go and kill some kind of fucking boss that we knew we weren't going to be able to pass if we wasn't able to pick up those pieces.
Yeah.
My thing is that camaraderie right there, that kind of unity when it comes to gaming is lost, because you try to figure out, because you're in the room together and you figure out, okay, we could do it this way, we can come with this trick. And yeah, you might not be able to do that as if, like in today's era,
They don't
it's
have
more
that.
of a
Yeah,
disconnect. Yeah.
yeah, they don't have
Yeah.
that type of camaraderie. They,
I like, I like the couch.
yeah,
I like the couch co-op with 7 or 8 people passing around the sticks and being like, yeah, 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 motherfucker. Let's go ahead. Oh, get off the sticks, motherfucker. Get off the sticks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, very much so.
That's what
Uh,
it is, man.
Dave, anything to say?
I was doing this with my buddy's Nintendo with um, so not Super Mario, but oh gosh, I can't remember some of the games that we had. Not Contra. What was
Oh yeah, a game like Contra
um,
for sure.
but just games that we enjoyed playing. What was the one with the Jeep that you were going around?
Oh, Jackal.
Jackal, yeah.
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 Games like that. We go until we'd end, then pass the controller and
Yep.
continue on, et cetera, et cetera. We got through X-Men like that.
Oh,
We got
Yep.
through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like that.
The first one.
for the 8-bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No. I was asking about
Dave.
Dave. I was asking the
What?
first one because you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then you had the next one was the arcade version. But I was thinking of the first one because you had to swim to those bombs.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Stress.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys will never ever know the torture that is the original 8-bit Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No shit.
You
No
guys,
shit.
you guys will never know the original Torment that was Battletoads.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Not that game.
I forgot
Not
about
game.
that. Jesus.
Forget that. You guys will never know the torture that was the original Atari 2600 Adventure.
Oh Jesus.
Where
Okay,
you
you know
Pitfall.
what?
had to
Pitfall.
find no
Yeah.
adventure where you had to find the specific hidden pixel on the screen with no clue. You just had to go up and down and around and keep trying to push the button to activate it. There was no.
No.
Ghoulish Paragon just said Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I fucking agree. Crash Bandicoot was the epitome of hell when you play that game. Oh God.
I used to love the Star
I don't
Fox
think I
games as
ever
well.
beat that first one. Yeah,
Mhm.
Star Fox was old. Did you ever play Star Fox 2?
Yes. For one, like I played it once or twice. Like I believe I rented it from Blockbuster at one point for like a couple of nights and played it for a couple of nights and then took it back. But yeah, if somebody could find the actual, I think it was called Sewer Rats. It was for the 32X, or not 32X. It was for the Sega CD. And it was a really
yeah.
interesting game where basically you were driving this little thing through the sewers and you were shooting at these little rats. And it helped where you went in the sewers helped move your story along. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. But it was
Yeah,
like
I remember
one of
that game.
yeah, it was like one of the first like live action type video
That
games.
Night Trap
Yeah. And like the people
with
forget.
Kimberly from Different Strokes
You know,
with
people
Dana Plato.
I would say people forget about things like the 32X, like the Sega CD, Neo Geo, the TurboGrafx 16, Bonk's Adventures used to be one of my favorite platforming games, as well as Monday Night Football. It was like TV football or something like that. But like, yeah, like it was the first time that like it had a whole little like presentation for halftime and before NFL 2K came out, which by the way, NFL 2K, the most perfect football game ever created. I love Madden, but fuck that. 2K5 is the best football game ever made. Sorry. Like, I love it. And I play Madden every year. Like, hands down. If we could get that level of presentation out of Madden, Madden would be the perfect football game. We could get that level of presentation because that's where they really blew Madden out the water. Because it had, oh God, Lord, did that game have its issues when it came to controllers and like controls and quality with on the field visuals. But
I know somebody that still plays that game and still updates that shit every fucking year, bro.
Wow.
To this day.
I'm surprised that
Like
there's
I
still
know
somebody
one or
out
two.
there. Does he physically go in and like update each individual player on the team? Dang.
Yes, he does. Like, bro, like there was like one of the emulators, and I didn't really want to like trail off, but one of the emulator games that I had on there, somebody made somebody updated a version of Tecmo Bowl.
Nice. With
Okay.
all the new rosters?
And well, no, yeah, well, the roster at that time, Colin Kaepernick was playing for the Niners then,
Dang.
and somebody actually made a Tecmo Bowl version of that and put it, 8-bit, the whole 9 yards. I gotta find that shit.
Hey,
I
say
gotta find it.
for these coders today, that's just a couple of hours of work to go in and change the code to update all of the player names to the current player teams. Like, yeah, it would take a little bit. It's a little tedious in the beginning,
Yeah.
but that's just a matter of them a few hours of them ripping off code. Um, but yeah, man, like 100%. Like it's I don't know. Like I said, gaming is just it is, but it isn't because, like I said, our children, well, miss, our children connect to people within their own city, within their own state, within their own continent, on other continents. You know what I'm saying? With the World Wide Web and the way it works, we didn't necessarily have that capacity immediately entering our gaming experience. You know, like especially home gaming. Like we didn't have that capability. If you wanted to see your friends, y'all all had to gather at somebody's house who had the console.
Right.
And now starting with about I believe Xbox and on up, the Xbox and the original play no and the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2, you were able to link online and start connecting with people in various places. And now we have it to where there's full on games where there's no other way to play the game than being involved in an online community. And it has its good and bad, as Dave discussed about toxic, fan bases for certain games and toxic player pools for certain games. Us being able to connect in the ways that we are brings us together on a whole different level. I'll be honest though, I would love to go online and play Madden, but what these guys are doing out there playing Madden now online, I'm tired of being. I would be tired of being beat within a couple of days. I'm good at Madden,
No, no, not
and yeah,
necessarily. Not necessarily because see, in this day and age, it's according to your skill level. So they're not matching you up like these days what usually avoids a lot of the controversy because I mean, let's face it, you're not gonna go somebody's not going to run a triple A player
yeah,
up against, a noob, that
true,
would be ridiculous. And I mean, back in the old days of gaming, when it came to, to the internet, hell yeah, you would get 0 and 138 and you might carve out that one win, but that's an easy target.
yeah,
So these days they start matching the levels, and then they're now like if you start to quit, that's an automatic loss.
right. You're taking
So
L, yeah,
you're gonna either play the game or you're gonna take that L.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I'll bring up this last subject, fellas, for us while we're running through, and I'm pretty sure this should take us home. GoldenEye is the single greatest in-room co-op game that I feel was ever created. Saint, kick us off with your thoughts.
GoldenEye.
The original for the N64.
Yeah, no, for the N64. That and Twisted Metal.
Okay, okay,
That and Twisted Metal because I will tell you because I didn't have um I didn't have a Nintendo 64,
yeah,
but I will tell you this. You get into a room with some Twisted Metal, and in Field of Screams, especially Twisted Metal 2. Oh yeah. Yeah, we were running that up.
All right.
Yeah, multiplayer with Twisted Metal 2 with like 5 or 6 different controllers with the multi tap running yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
WCW game for the N64? That was another one too. But Runescryer, what's your thoughts?
Okay,
No
I
mercy.
love GoldenEye. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I sunk hundreds of hours into that game.
Mm-hmm.
But the greatest single room first person shooter game
Yeah.
of all time is gonna be original Halo. Because of the LAN parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Because when I was
you were able
yeah,
to, I mean, GoldenEye, not taking anything away from it,
Yeah.
okay, you were able to have what, 4 players?
4 players on the screen at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Halo, you could have 64 players in the same match on
Right.
multiple screens, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that for the time for what it was, that
Was yeah.
yeah,
No lie, no
too
lies
far.
told. No lies told because when at that time I was in the military and we would do either Call of Duty or Halo. And Halo was actually the go-to in terms of multiplayer and LAN fests. Yeah, we were doing that.
For sure.
Greetings, Foxy T101. How you doing? And thank you.
For sure. For sure. Happy Father's Day. Yay. I want to say, but yeah. No, okay. I can see where you're coming from. I can definitely see where you're coming from. It's to me the reason I don't know. There was a certain competitiveness to GoldenEye that I liked, but I do agree that like there have been ones that have kind of surpassed that level. Because here,
There
okay,
was a-
I'll
there
be
was
honest.
competitiveness just for the fist fight to determine who was going to get to play Odd Job.
No shit, no shit. But for me, like I sucked at Halo.
Scaramanga for me, buddy.
I'll say I sucked at Halo. That may be where my bias comes in.
I-
Like I was the dude. I was the dude facing the corner, jumping up and shooting into the rock. I still to this day am not that good like with first person shooters. Basically, like we played Halo one time when I was living with all my boys. We played Halo and like I was in my room, my homeboy was in his room. We had a couple of our homeboys in the living room. There was Xboxes in each room, and we were all hooked up to the internet and playing. And again, like I'm the dude in the corner, like do 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 do. Do, 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 do. They're like, what the hell are you doing? I don't know. Like it was just like I've never been good at that. But at the end of the day, of course, yes, practice makes me a little bit better than I actually was, and I am a little bit better now. Think I can thank Call of Duty Black Ops, the original one, for that. Because that was the first game, that was the first person shooter that I got to play that I really got to learn how to play well using the Xbox controller for a first person shooter. Before that, I completely and utterly sucked. But play me in a football game, ha. Basketball, ha. Soccer, yeah. But first person shooter, nah, you got me on that one. You got me on that one. I'm more than willing to admit that.
Okay, we'll take it for what it's worth.
We need to do a versus soon. We will, y'all. Keep on.
Oh
be
yeah,
on the
oh
lookout
that's
for
coming. That's coming. We might have to do a sports versus because
I'm down.
Fighting games. You get scrubbed out too quick.
I'm going to tell this story forever. I used to live in a Bay Area town in California, known as San Leandro. And this young man below me right there, that young man right there looking at the screen, came over to my house and challenged me in a game called Dead or Alive. And first he challenged me for nothing, right? I think we went about 4 rounds. Pretty much. There was a couple of close ones, but I got my W every time. Then he insisted upon putting up a Temptation CD. Right? His suggestion, not mine, because he said he played better when stakes were on the line. Yeah, four more ass whippings. So a couple of them close, but four more ass whippings. Then he decided to put his stylistic CD because that was a special one to him. Yeah, I still have both those CDs today.
You know what? Fuck you, man.
No, I will tell you guys what it was, and it was completely unfair. Once I learned how to use the counter in Dead or Alive, there were very few people that could beat me. Like, and it's not me tooting my own horn. It's just I learned the timing on that counter move so well that I could time it out with like 90% of the characters there to make sure that as soon as you touched me, I was already countering into something else. And so it just made it extremely difficult. Like, I had a day where I played a group of my friends.
Okay,
And it was me on
then
one stick
we're
and
gonna
them on
have
another.
we're gonna have to. I'm gonna. You know what? Fuck what you heard. We gonna get it up next week. Dead or
Thanks, man.
Alive 5 or 6.
All right,
You're
all right,
poisoned, sir.
all right.
Because I'm pretty sure that yeah, Dead
The
or Alive.
challenge
You
has
know,
been laid down.
yeah,
The challenge has been
it's laid
accepted.
out. Man, fuck what you heard, bro. Embarrassing me in front of my constituents. Are you fucking crazy?
But I will not be putting anything on any valuables on the line. I'm keeping them CDs. Sorry, bro. They just lost. They mine now. They have a good home. They do. They truly do.
Well,
All right.
yeah,
So,
okay.
Mr. Runescryer, why don't you tell us where we can catch you next?
I do not know at this point because between night shift and my regular gaming habits, I've got developing a case of tinnitus in my ears, just kind of constant ringing. So I'm going on medical leave for an undetermined amount of time to let my ears get back to normal instead of. And also, I pretty much just need to get a speaker set up for my PC since my PC's in my office. So, um,
Okay.
but yeah, you will see me as soon as I feel that my ears are back to normal, um, and I will update everybody on the Facebook channel.
What's
So,
going on? All right. Okay. We wish you a speedy recovery, my friend. Can't wait to get you
thank
back
you.
on the sticks. Saint, where can we catch you next, sir?
Oh, y'all already know NVT Deuce will be coming up within the next hour and some change. We're just gonna be doing a little something for Father's Day. Because I am a father, and I'm pretty sure that we have fathers on deck that gonna be wanting to tap in, and
For sure.
vibe in with some good music and shit, and just trying to live, man.
There you go.
Just trying to do that.
All right. And
Yeah.
you can catch me next. The classroom, due to Father's Day, has been canceled for this evening. With O'Malley, we'll be back strong next week talking NBA Finals. Whoever's champs, Dallas just came back and blew out Boston for Game 4 to avoid the street sweep. Let's see where we're at next week. All right, and then you should be able to catch me tonight after MVT Deuce with a little FC 24 and NHL 24, and also just understand and prepare. Get your popcorn ready. Next week, I should be doing double, if not triple trip dips, potentially on Wednesday, which is Juneteenth. Whoop, whoop. Thursday and Friday, I will be taking some time off from work, so I figure I'll get in a couple of extra streams here. So you guys can be on the lookout for that.
And one thing I want to let everybody know, and because we completely missed it, we are now 1 year in with being an affiliate right here on Twitch.
Yeah,
Um, it's been an interesting it's really been an interesting first year.
Yeah.
And I cannot, you know, the takeaway with this is because we do have a good amount of support. We have been, catching a lot of followers and stuff. And one of the, individuals I have to, you know, give a shout out to, because a lot of this wouldn't, wouldn't be, where we are, at least where I am for at least my part of it. And I got to give a shout out to the one and only Tech RP, because my
Good looking out, Mr.
equipment,
Randy.
yeah, because of my equipment and so forth, um, he helped me to get this show. Well, not to take a particular,
This show. Oh, yeah.
in particular, this particular show, but for NBT Deuce and for the streams and everything that we run, on this on this
All right.
this channel. And I'm thankful for a lot of this, and especially for a lot of the folks that you guys have been supporting me. And just make sure that if you follow us in our suggested streamers. Make sure you look for those particular people, because these are people, they are outstanding individuals. And we're just blessed to have an audience to give you guys our brand of entertainment as what it is. What can I tell you?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out. Sorry, got inspired to do something real quick. All right, so that will do it for us. The one other place I will tell you is that you can catch a replay of this show on our Live 365 station. For those of you who don't know, you can catch a replay of this show on Tuesdays at 12:45. You can catch a replay of The Classroom on Fridays at 9:05. NVT Deuce gets its replay time. And now, mind you, this is the all audio version. This isn't the video. If you want to do that, you can rewatch it here. But NVT Deuce at 9:35 a.m. on Wednesday, and then KD5P, my show from yesterday, the one that you saw the commercial for earlier, replays on Thursday at 3:20. So that's just one other place where you can find us, amongst the many others, including Spreaker, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Just look for the first GenXers logo, and you found us. So I'm Dark Lord 100. That dude over there is. There you go.
Oh, me, Runescryer.
There you go. And he is.
And I am Agent K28, aka the Saint.
So catch us next week, y'all, because y'all wasn't fast enough to catch us this week. Ah!
Peace.